Hi everyone. I wanted to do a little educational tutorial of frequently asked questions and answers to make life a little bit simpler and to hopefully make your experience with bio as amazing as possible. So today I'm just going to go through some things that are typical questions that we have, and I'm going to try and answer them as concisely and as thoroughly as possible. Yes, I'm going to miss things because I will. And excuse the safety glasses. I had eye surgery on Monday and I can see again. Yay. Okay. So frequently asked questions. So this is bio is distinguished by its elevated science, its formulation, its potency, and its sourcing. It's all sourced in Europe. The spicules are they work. That's why they're so popular. But this is a very clinical formulation. This is one that is very powerful, but also super safe. So let's discuss the things that I've heard and the questions I've had and to see if this helps you out. So first thing, application. So, yes, it can feel very uncomfortable if you are a new person to it, and if you have and if it's a more sensitized skin, or maybe a lighter Fitzpatrick, or for any reason. But we have learned that if you apply it very slowly and introduce it slowly, the skin acclimates to it very quickly. So the suggestion I have, there's a little video I did for YouTube as well, where I'm applying very slowly. I'm taking a couple pumps and applying very slowly on the periphery of the face, because those areas are not as sensitive and they'll feel it. But then when you get the opportunity to move inward where there's more nerve endings and more sensitivity, and they're okay with that. The upper lip is totally fine, which is great, because how many treatments actually are able to really help that upper lip, especially for more mature clients. And I love it for that. And also around this area, like the little orange peel type skin that you get, with age and hormones and all of that. So we definitely have a really useful tool. It's a tool of refinement. I always say that this is something that I have great tools. I find I use bio all the time because it's refining the work that I've already done, and it's making possible transformation in skin that is super safe, super natural, and it's consistent. The mechanism always works. So it's really operator dependent, and that's kind of why we're having this little tutorial right now. So I want you to be as confident and competent in application. So you do need to play with it a bit. You can't hurt anybody with it. You can only help people. And the brilliance of it is that working within a natural function in the skin. You're not doing anything to alter it. You're doing something to trigger it to become the skin that it was, more youthful, without problems, without imperfections. It's definitely from the inside out, and it's future forward. It's what's going to be happening, just learning how we can support the skin to heal itself and to transform itself. So when I get questions about people having reactions, they have to have a reaction. That's how it works. The reaction is safe. It's just a response that is from a healing cascade. It's not even a wound, but what it's doing, it's triggering a process of survival of the fittest. Cells that aren't super healthy say, okay, I need to go away. Bye-bye. They're reabsorbed. And new cells are promoted to develop and grow. And they're going through that beautiful holistic pantry medicine, whatever you want to call it, that we have, and they're coming up, brighter and healed, and then individuals just feel so much better about themselves. I've really, really, really been so pleased that many people they always have results. There's always improvements. So the thing is learning how to use it. Everybody's going to respond a little bit differently. If you have people with darker skin, thicker skin, higher Fitzpatricks, or you have very photoaged skin, because their epidermis is thicker or thickened naturally due to photoaging, you're going to have to work a little bit harder, because you have to understand your skin is a barrier. And what we're trying to do is we're not trying to stay superficial on the barrier and scrub it. We're trying to meticulously massage those little needles into our epidermis. They're never going to go anywhere else. They're never going to go into your dermis. They're always going to be desquamated out the front door within a couple of days. They have been around forever, so they're super safe. But now we have a formulation that is really designed by a plastic surgeon and a team of biochemists that is to the standard of surgeons. That's all I have to say. That pretty much says it all. So I want to talk about pricing. That brings up pricing. So people are like, I spoke to one derm and she said, why would I charge what I charge for needling when I'm just rubbing a cream on someone's face? That is not at all what you're doing. We're talking about science. We're talking about you actually having access to this. Not everybody has access to it. We're going to be implementing a certification process. We want you to be successful, and we want Bio to have a great name because it is so special. It's very, very special. That's why I'm doing this, because it's a professional tool I believe in, and there's not a lot. As you know, I am very particular about things because I want to have integrity. I want to be absolutely positive. Everything that I do for my clients is going to make an impact, and that I know that it's science forward. So other ways that you can use Bio, the way that it was studied, the protocols are going to give you those results. There are 2 to 3 treatments, maybe a little bit more if you have pigment, spaced a few weeks apart. That is the research, and that is going to give you the biggest opportunity to capitalize on those really regenerative growth factors, and also, especially with pigment and acne, kind of gain on the situation. Now, if you have people that have gone through a series, like I have, all of my customers have gone through a series and their skin went from really good to exceptional, I now find myself using Bio in every treatment. I'm either going to use it on their hands or their neck or their décolleté, or I may do a very hydrating, simple treatment, and I may do a lesser dose of Bio at the end. So no heat, no exfoliants. It is designed really, it's very powerful to be used as the protocol states. But I'm saying we have a full body to cover and we want to match. So that is what I have been doing on myself recently, and I've been doing on some patients here in Charleston. We've been doing shins, we've been doing knees, upper thighs, forearms, everything. Not all at once, but we've been getting some really nice results. So I do have an advanced webinar I did recently, basically on what type of procedure this is and how it's in that elevated, auto-regenerative, super safe, super natural. It's almost like magic. And even though it is a little learning curve and it is a little bit of you consulting your customer, yes, you're going to be red. You might be swollen the next day. That is what we want. That means that is working. In subsequent treatments, they may not feel the spicules as much, or the bio needles, I prefer to call them. But that doesn't mean that they're not doing their job. The skin always has to do its work and remove them from the skin. What happens is we just get acclimated to it. So this is an exciting time, and I am very grateful. I would love to answer any and all of your questions. It's just a little tricky when there's just me. So Terry Wojak is also available. If you guys know her, she can answer your questions. And Pat Rourke also is an educator, and she would love to help you too. So if you have any questions, you can, or need a direction, you can email me at info@GlycoAla USA. That would be the best thing to do. But I am happy to send you a link to that webinar. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. It's long, but I think it's something that's very valuable. That's why I did it. So we want you to be successful, and we want you to thrive. And I am just want to support you in any way I can. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, is application, what to expect. Pricing, that's what I kind of skipped a little bit. You can charge what you charge for needling, for IPL, all of those things, at least in the United States, because it's about the expertise. It's about the person applying it. It's about your knowledge, your education. It's about the standard that GlycoAla Bio is. That is why this is so worthy, and it's about the results. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.